It had been a very sneezy winter. First, George had been sick, and now it was the man with the yellow hat's turn. George hoped his special, cold-fighting little bit of everything soup would make him feel better.
I'm sure it's delicious, George, but I can't taste anything.
George wished there was some way he could help the man get better. But all that cooking had made him one sleepy little monkey. George had just fallen asleep when he heard a strange sound. George remembered the last time he and Gnocchi had flown around in a spaceship. He had become very small and had flown all around his own body. Being small again might help George find those germs that were inside the man with the yellow hat. If George could kick them out, the man might get better. What a big mouth. George wanted to explore, but there was no time. He had germs to find. George knew that germ. It was Toots. He and his friends had made George sick before. Now they were playing a concert in the man's stomach.
Well, I'm a rambling germ, always out on the go. I'll bring you down and head off to another show. Well, I've been lots of places, floating free as a wheeze, riding on your silverware or flying on sneeze. 'Cause I'm a rambling germ.
Ramble, ramble, ramble.
Well, I'm a rambling germ. I said a rambling germ.
Ramble, ramble, ramble.
I'm coming to your town. I played at many people all across this great big land, especially in the folks who don't wash their hands, because soap makes me wiggle and soap makes me sneer. Germette?
One sign of soap and Toots is out of here.
'Cause I'm a rambling germ.
Ramble, ramble, ramble.
I said a rambling germ.
Ramble, ramble, ramble.
I'm coming to your town. To your town. That's right. Welcome, germ, to the... Hey, you're no germ. You're that meddling monkey. Quick, run for it. Quick, follow me. Onto the pen.
Where did those germs go?
This is it. We'll go right back to the big guy. Then we'll have ourselves a real jammy party. 'Cause I'm a rambling germ.
It looked like there was no way to stop Toots. But then, George remembered something.
Ugh, feels like something's crawling on my hands. How odd. I'd better wash them.
No. Wait, don't wash your hands. Whatever you do, please don't wash your hands.
George knew that there were still other germs out there, but at least he had made his building a tiny bit safer. He decided to go check on the man right away. Before that, wash his hands and his feet. After all, you can never be too careful.
Oh, that's a ferry boat. It carries people in cars across the river.
George loved cars. But cars and boats together? It was the apple pie and ice cream of transportation.
Ahoy! Today's our annual model boat show. Big prizes for little boats.
George! Over here! What do you think of her, George? Sailors call boats her. I bet a city kid like you never knew that.
Yeah. You made that, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Well, that is pretty impressive, isn't it, George?
Oh, thanks. But it's nothing compared to Mr. Quint's model whaling boat. That's it over there.
Draw the nets, laddies. Aye, aye, Cap'n.
And over there is Mrs. Rankin's Ark. And look at all those over there. It's some pretty tough competition this year.
Now, don't underestimate yourself, Bill. That is one fine-looking boat. Good luck. Oh, sure, you can stay with Bill. I'll set you up right here. Okay, I'll be over at the bleachers saving up some seats and sizing up Bill's competition.
Oh, I almost forgot to do my paper route. Could you do me a big favor and watch my boat while I'm gone?
George couldn't figure out what he'd done to it. It looked perfect. But he knew one thing.
No!
Bill couldn't enter the contest with this boat. George had to build him a new one, and fast. Unfortunately, George had no idea how to do that. Okay, a wide boat with steam coming out and a propeller.
All done. I'm just gonna drop my bike at home. Would you mind watching my boat for a few more minutes? Phew. Holy cow. You did me a real favor, George. I'd really been sunk if it happened in the contest. Model boating requires utmost attention to tiny details. And keeping the water out.
Congratulations, George! I didn't even know you built a boat.
I convinced them to enter it. They must have run out of regular ribbons. I'll take care of this. I'll ask them to make you one that says Best Boat by a City Kid.
So, what do you think?
Very impressive.
I'm glad you liked it, George. Are you coming with us, George? Or do you want to stay here and watch the clock?
Well, if it's okay with Professor Wiseman, it's okay with me.
Now, if you want to see the little people play again, move the minute hand once around to 12. Have fun.
How long does it take to build a clock like that?
Oh, about 3 years.
Oh, that reminds me. I'll be right back. George?
Be a good little monkey.
Exactly.
George wanted to see the little people again. That looked like George's friend, Compass, the almost homing pigeon. Because when all the other homing pigeons homed in on the statue, he almost made it. It was Compass, all right. George was happy to see his friend the pigeon. He couldn't fix the minute hand, and that's what made the little people play. George remembered there was another way into the clock, the back. When you take something apart, it's a good idea to pay attention to what went where. Where could George find out how a clock's parts go together? Of course! Would show him exactly what to do with the little clock. George was glad that noise had stopped.